There's just something about this city I absolutely love.
And I love this city.
The history in this place, you just can't beat it. Every time you turn a corner in Italy, you're near some historic building.
And I love this city too.
Let's do this.
Man, I should make a list of my favorite cities all around the world.
So I can deal with this.
So you know where to go and why. Get ready for a non-stop thrill ride. The fun, the freedom, the food. Wait, what is that?
These are birds.
Birds.
So birds on the stick.
Those are birds on a stick, and those are mice on a stick?
Like chicken night.
Not every place makes the list because of its cuisine.
This is killer. It's amazing. I can see why all these people are over here taking selfies.
As you start to make those travel plans for the next few months, let this episode be your guide.
First thing you got to do when you come to Vientiane is to check out some of the temples.
Asia to
We're
Europe.
talking places like right here in Venice. We're talking London, Paris, some obvious choices and some not so obvious choices too. They all made the list.
South America to Africa, down under to the Great White North.
I'll guide you back. A little further. Don't worry, you're fine.
In the next few minutes, we are highlighting the absolute best places you should visit in the new year.
So say arrivederci to those other lists and get ready to see ours, the 25 best cities on the whole planet in this episode of Window Seat, coming to you from Venice, Italy. Everybody, it is Jeremy Hubbard. We are in Venice, Italy right now, one of the great, truly great cities on the entire planet. It got us to thinking, what are the 25 best cities on planet Earth? I know it's all subjective, but we've been to 80 countries. We've seen some of the greatest towns and cities that this world has to offer, and so we thought we would come up with the definitive list of the 25 best cities on planet Earth. Again, this is our opinion based on our travels and our experience, what we experienced in many of these places, and so it's time. Let's reveal it. On with the countdown. The top 25 cities in the world, and we're going to start right here in Venice.
Venice isn't just one of the greatest cities in the world, it is a living masterpiece, a place where history, romance, and human imagination collide on water. There's nowhere else on Earth where streets become canals, where palaces rise straight out of the sea, and where every turn feels like stepping into a painting that somehow breathes. Venice rewards those who slow down. The echo of footsteps in a quiet alley, the glow of sunset on the Grand Canal, the centuries of art, trade, and ambition layered into every stone. Fragile yet defiant, endlessly beautiful, utterly unique, Venice reminds you that some cities aren't merely visited, they're felt, remembered, and carried with you long after you leave. Yes, it's overcrowded, but there are ways to navigate that.
One way to sort of get away from the tourists is just find a back alley, a side canal. They're actually pretty quiet. You can feel like you have the place to yourself. Yeah. For a few minutes anyway, until the crowds show up. And you'll notice that everybody's got their face in their camera.
Who could blame them for wanting to photograph this? Bottom line, don't believe the haters. Venice is absolutely one of the best spots on Earth, and you'd be a fool if you didn't get here before the place sinks into the ocean or your time on the planet comes to an end, whichever comes first.
All right, next up on our countdown of the 25 best cities in the world, we are taking you right here to Marienplatz in wonderful, amazing Munich, Germany.
Munich earns its place among the world's greatest cities by mastering a rare balance, old-world tradition and cutting-edge modern life, elegance and warmth, efficiency and joy.
Cheers from Munich, Germany.
Here, grand palaces and beer halls coexist with global tech firms, pristine parks, and one of Europe's strongest economies, all set against the postcard backdrop of the Bavarian Alps. Munich knows how to live well, whether that means a slow afternoon in an English garden, a perfectly poured beer at Oktoberfest, or a seamless train ride that actually runs on time. It's cultured without being pretentious, prosperous without losing its soul, and endlessly livable, proving that a city can be both powerful and deeply human at the same time.
Germany is a fantastic country, obviously with a complicated history, certainly over the last century or so, but so much history, so much culture here. You've got to check it out, and you will not regret coming to Munich when you come here.
Singapore's next on the list, and it is one of the world's greatest cities because it feels like the future without losing its soul. An electrifying blend of cultures, cuisines, and cutting-edge design where everything somehow works beautifully. In a single day, you can wander historic neighborhoods, eat some of the best food on earth at a hawker center, and stand atop a skyline that looks straight out of science fiction. And while you're there, skipping a Singapore sling at the Long Bar inside Raffles Hotel would be a travel sin.
One place you cannot miss if you're coming to Singapore, you have to come here. It is this place right here, the very hotel where Singapore's signature alcoholic drink was invented.
This is where the iconic cocktail was invented in 1915. And sipping one beneath the ceiling fans and peanut shells isn't just a drink, it's a rite of passage. A moment when you taste history, glamour, and the spirit of Singapore all in one unforgettable sip. Let's go to Istanbul, the kind of city that doesn't just impress you, it seduces you, pulling you headfirst into a once-in-a-lifetime collision of Europe and Asia, ancient empires and modern cool. In 2026, it should be at the very top of every traveler's list because nowhere else lets you sip Turkish tea overlooking the Bosphorus in the morning, wander Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman history by afternoon, and feast on world-class cuisine after dark, all in one unforgettable place. The energy is electric, the prices are still refreshingly reasonable, and the stories are endless. The one spot you absolutely cannot miss, Hagia Sophia. Step inside and you are standing beneath nearly 1,500 years of history. Once a church, then a mosque, then a museum, now a mosque again, where towering domes, glowing mosaics, and spiritual gravity hit you all at once. It's not just a sight, it's a moment that stays with you long after you've boarded your flight home. Next up, let's go to Cusco, Peru, the kind of place that makes you feel like you've stepped straight into a living legend. And in 2026, it deserves a top spot on every traveler's bucket list because nowhere else blends jaw-dropping history, dramatic scenery, and soul-stirring culture quite like this former capital of the Inca Empire. Cobbled streets wind past Spanish colonial architecture built directly atop Inca stonework. The Andes rise like a cinematic backdrop in every direction, and the energy of the city feels ancient and alive all at once. And yes, a side trip to Machu Picchu is 100% worth it.
Is it fog or are we in the clouds?
Reaching the lost city of the Incas and watching mist lift off its stone terraces is one of those rare travel moments that actually exceed the hype. Remote, mysterious, and breathtaking in a way photos cannot capture, it's not just a checkbox destination, it's the kind of experience that recalibrates how you think about travel, history, and the sheer magic of this planet. Now, this list has to include Santiago, Chile as well. It is one of South America's most underrated power moves, and in 2026, it deserves a starring role on every traveler's list because it delivers big city sophistication with a dramatic natural backdrop few capitals can touch. This is a place where cutting-edge food, vibrant neighborhoods, and rich Chilean culture collide beneath snow-capped Andean peaks, all while serving as the perfect gateway to wine country, the coast, and the Atacama Desert. And yes, the funicular ride to the top of Cerro San Cristobal is absolutely worth it. As you climb above the city, Santiago slowly unfurls below you in a jaw-dropping panorama, capped by the Andes, stretching endlessly off into the distance. At the summit, the views are cinematic, the air feels lighter, and the perspective you gain on the city and the country makes it one of those simple, unforgettable moments that turns a great trip into a truly iconic one.
And then you see the city below. It provides a great view. What we didn't expect was we get to the top of the hill, you see a little Virgin Mary, and we know anytime we see a religious figure at the top of a hill, we're gonna hike to it, and we're gonna go see that. And I think we got to do that next, right?
Let's head back to Europe for our next stop. Bologna is Italy without the filter. And in 2026, it should be on every traveler's list because it delivers the country's richest food culture, deep history, and authentic daily life without the shoulder-to-shoulder chaos of Rome or Florence. This is the birthplace of tagliatelle al ragu. Never call it spaghetti. A city of endless porticos, medieval universities, and wine-soaked evenings that feel effortlessly local and impossibly charming. And yes, the visit to the iconic twin leaning towers, Asinelli and Garisenda, is absolutely worth it.
The history in this place, you just can't beat it. Every time you turn a corner in Italy, you're near some historic building or two, like those massive towers that I can't even get into the frame right here in Bologna.
Rising crooked and defiant over the historic center, they're a thrilling reminder of Bologna's medieval power days. And climbing Asinelli rewards you with one of the best views in northern Italy. Red rooftops stretching to the Apennines, church domes popping through the haze, and a sense that you've unlocked the soul of the city from above. Its history, beauty, and bragging rights all in one unforgettable stop. Let's go down under. Sydney is the kind of city that feels like a victory lap for travel itself. And in 2026, it belongs on every traveler's list because nowhere else blends world-class urban energy with jaw-dropping natural beauty so effortlessly. One minute you've wandered iconic neighborhoods and sun-splashed beaches, the next you're staring straight at the Opera House with the harbor glittering around you. It is cinematic from every angle. And yes, climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge is 100% worth it.
Can't believe it, I'm coming to you from the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Strapped in and rising above the city, the views explode in every direction. Sails, skyline, ocean, and coastline all at once, delivering a heart-pounding, once-in-a-lifetime perspective you simply can't get anywhere else. It's bold, unforgettable, and the kind of experience that makes you say, "This is why I travel." Vancouver is a total show-off in the best possible way, and in 2026, it deserves a spot on every traveler's list because few cities on Earth pull off this kind of natural drama with such laid-back confidence. You've got oceans, mountains, forests, and a polished multicultural food scene all wrapped into one effortlessly cool city where you can ski, kayak, hike, and dine world-class in the same day. And yes, visiting Capilano Suspension Bridge Park is absolutely worth it. Stepping onto that swaying bridge high above the canyon gets your heart racing instantly, but the real payoff is in the immersive rainforest experience around it. Towering cedars, misty air, treetop walkways that make you feel like you've slipped into a Pacific Northwest dream. It's thrilling, beautiful, and unforgettable, the kind of place that turns a great city break into a full-blown adventure. Vientiane is Southeast Asia at its most charmingly unhurried, and in 2026, it too deserves a spot on every traveler's list because it offers something increasingly rare: calm, authenticity, and soul.
First thing you got to do when you come to Vientiane is to check out some of the temples, and there is no temple higher on the list than this one right here.
The riverside capital along the Mekong trades chaos for character, blending golden temples, French colonial cafes, and nighttime strolls that feel almost meditative, all at prices that make long, lingering stays irresistible.
This market is huge. There's lots to choose from. Stalls that go on for city blocks. And I was able to find a cat t-shirt for my daughter and a couple other little things. So I do actually highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Come check it out.
And yes, Vientiane night market absolutely worth it. As the sun dips behind the Mekong, the riverfront comes alive with glowing stalls, sizzling street food, handmade crafts, and locals gathering just to enjoy the evening breeze. It's not flashy or overwhelming. It is warm, social, and real, giving you a front row seat to daily life in Laos and one of those low-key travel moments that ends up being unexpectedly unforgettable. Next up, let's go south. Foz do Iguaçu is pure, jaw-dropping spectacle, and in 2026, it should be on every traveler's list because it delivers one of the most overwhelming natural experiences on Earth. No exaggeration.
I think we're going to get wet today. I can hear the water, though.
Sitting at the triple border of Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay, this destination feels global, wild, and unforgettable all at once. But everything revolves around one showstopper, Iguaçu Falls. And yes, visiting the falls is so worth it that it will permanently recalibrate your definition of waterfall.
This is killer. It's amazing. I can see why all these people are over here taking selfies and trying to document this for the rest of eternity because this is stunning. And you don't hear that much about it. You know, you hear about Victoria Falls or you hear about Niagara for sure, but I didn't really know about Iguaçu. And now I'm sure glad I do. This place is awesome.
This is not a single cascade. It's nearly 300 roaring falls thundering through lush jungles, shaking the ground beneath your feet and soaking you in a mist as rainbows explode in the sunlight. Standing at Devil's Throat with water crashing around you from every direction is humbling, thrilling, and emotional in a way photos simply cannot capture. It's loud, powerful, primal, and one of those rare places that makes you feel very small and very alive at the same time. Let's go to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam next. It is pure momentum, and in 2026, it should be on every traveler's list because nowhere else hits you with this much history, energy, and street-level adrenaline all at once.
The best way to get around the city is on one of these scooters. You don't even want to mess with a car. Scooters can weave in and out of traffic with ease. These drivers are so good at it. And they have basically an Uber version of a scooter rideshare where you can just hop on an app, find a guy with a motorcycle, and off you go. It's a great way to get around.
This is a city that never slows down. Scooters swarming like schools of fish, sidewalks sizzling with street food, French colonial elegance colliding with modern towers. Yet beneath it all is one of the most powerful stories of the 20th century. And yes, visiting the rooftop of the former CIA building is absolutely worth it.
What am I doing, and how did I find myself on a ladder on top of the most famous rooftop in all of Vietnam? This does not seem quite right, and I hope I don't fall.
Standing where the final helicopter evacuations of 1975 took place, now reimagined as a former bar/tourist attraction. Slip the doorman some cash, he'll let you get up here. You're overlooking a buzzing Saigon street, fully aware that history pivoted right beneath your feet, and that blend of past and present is exactly what makes Ho Chi Minh City so unforgettable. Let's bring it back to the United States for this next stop on our list, Los Angeles, the ultimate larger-than-life city. And in 2026, it belongs on every traveler's list because nowhere else blends global culture, iconic landscapes, and pure pop culture fantasy quite like this sprawling, sun-soaked playground. From beaches to mountains to world-class food scenes and creative neighborhoods, LA feels like 10 cities rolled into one.
We are taking one of those celebrity tours here in Hollywood. Will we see anybody famous? Will we get to meet a celebrity? Did I just throw away $50? Let's find out.
And yes, those tacky Hollywood tours are actually absolutely worth it.
Also, they have the only star that is on the wall and not on the ground, and that belongs to the boxer Muhammad Ali.
Rolling through the hills in an open-air bus, pointing out celebrity homes, filming locations, and infamous landmarks is part satire, part history lesson, and part guilty pleasure.
Anybody heard of this gentleman by the name of Brad Pitt? This is where he had his first job at the corner of Sunset and La Brea. He came to Hollywood, didn't land his job right away, his acting job. So he needed money and he ended up looking for a job. There was this one fast food chain in the corner of Sunset and La Brea. It was called the Pollo Loco. I'm not sure if they have one. Do they have one in Denver?
We do, yeah.
Yeah. Texas, do you guys have one too? So there was one here, and when he went in there, spoke to the person in charge, they said, hey, the guy with the chicken suit just quit on me. So if you want a job, you gotta wear this chicken suit, hand out coupons, and you got yourself a job. So that was his first job in this corner right here, handing out coupons in a chicken suit.
That's exactly the magic. It's campy, self-aware, wildly entertaining, and gives you instant context for how fame, myth, and real life collide in this town. You don't take the tour because it's classy, you take it because it's LA, and leaning into the ridiculous is half the fun. Edinburgh feels like a city pulled straight from the pages of a dark romantic novel, and in 2026 it absolutely belongs on every traveler's list because few places blend history, culture, beauty, and atmosphere this effortlessly. Medieval lanes twist beneath a dramatic castle skyline, pubs glow on misty nights, and every stone seems to whisper a story. And yes, doing something unexpected like exploring one of Edinburgh's old cemeteries is completely worth it. Wandering through these places is eerie, peaceful, and strangely moving, offering sweeping city views and spine-tingling tales of poets, rebels, grave robbers, and real-life inspirations behind classic literature. It's not macabre, it's immersive, grounding, and deeply Edinburgh, turning a simple walk into one of these unforgettable travel moments you'll talk about long after the trip ends. No list of the best 25 places on the planet would be complete without the addition of London. This place is non-stop masterclass in culture, history, and modern cool. And in 2026, it should be on every traveler's list because few cities reinvent themselves this constantly while staying unmistakably iconic. One moment you're walking in the footsteps of kings and queens, the next you're deep in cutting-edge food markets, fashion, and nightlife. This city moves fast and tells 1,000 stories at once.
It's quite nice. I know we're not all the way to the top, but it does give you this sense of the sprawl.
And yes, riding the London Eye is absolutely worth it.
Okay, so right now we're about to top out here at the tippy top of the Ferris wheel. It's about 443 feet in the air, and you definitely feel like you're on the top of it. Unlike traditional Ferris wheels, the cars don't shake at all. It's a steady ride, and you think that even with 20 plus other strangers in the car with you, you'd feel strange, feel forced into odd conversations. With the reality is you can just kind of mill about, have a good time, walk around, check out London from every angle.
Gliding slowly above the Thames gives you a front row seat to the entire city. Big Ben, Parliament, St. Paul's, the skyline unfolding in every direction without the chaos below. It's calm, cinematic, and surprisingly emotional, offering a rare pause where London finally reveals how massive, layered, and unforgettable it really is. Copenhagen is effortlessly cool in a way most cities only pretend to be, and in 2026 it deserves a top spot on every traveler's list because it perfectly blends fairy tale beauty, cutting-edge design, world-class food, and a quality of life you can actually feel as you wander the streets. Bikes rule the road, waterfront neighborhoods glow at golden hour, and everything from cozy cafes to bold modern architecture feel intentional and inviting.
Everything is bright, sunny, and new for another great day on vacation, but my family has opted not to take part in this next festivity because it involves heights. Scary heights, some might say.
And yes, climbing the exterior spiral stairs of the Church of Our Savior is so worth it. Wrapping around the outside of the tower with nothing but open air beneath your feet is thrilling in the best way.
Okay, so there you have it. Now you've been to the top of Copenhagen, Denmark, via really weird spiral golden staircase on the outside steeple of a church.
And when you reach the top, Copenhagen unfolds in every direction with colorful rooftops and peaceful canals. It's equal parts nerve-tingling and magical, and that mix of beauty, bravery, and bragging rights is exactly why Copenhagen sticks with you long after you leave. Come on now, you didn't think we were going to leave this place off the list, did you? Paris is eternal for a reason, and in 2026 it should be on every traveler's list because no city on earth delivers romance, culture, beauty, and everyday magic with this much confidence. From cafe-lined streets and world-class museums to sunset walks along the Seine, Paris does not try to impress. You simply exist inside its spell. And yes, visiting the newly remodeled Notre Dame is absolutely worth it. Stepping inside after its meticulous restoration is powerful and emotional, a rare chance to witness its rebirth as light pours through the revived stained glass and centuries-old stone feels alive again. It's not just a cathedral, it's a symbol of resilience, artistry, and faith in preservation, and standing beneath its soaring vaults reminds you exactly of why Paris still owns a permanent place in the world's collective imagination. Next, we go to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Pure rhythm, color, and flavor. And in 2026, it should be on your list because it delivers Caribbean beauty with serious soul and zero passport stress for U.S. travelers. Old San Juan's pastel streets and centuries-old forts set the scene. Beaches sparkle just minutes away, and the music, warmth, and energy of the island pull you in fast. But what truly seals the deal is the food. Bold, comforting, and unforgettable. From sizzling mofongo drenched in garlic sauce, fresh seafood kissed by the ocean, and rum cocktails that taste like vacation itself. Speaking of food, Santa Fe is unlike anywhere in the U.S., and in 2026 it absolutely belongs on every traveler's list because it delivers deep culture, dramatic high desert beauty, and a creative spirit that feels both ancient and alive. With adobe architecture glowing at sunset, art everywhere you turn, and a pace that invites you to slow down and savor, the city feels soulful in a way most destinations don't, and the food is a big part of why. This is where New Mexican cuisine reigns supreme. Rich red and green chili, blue corn enchiladas, stacked carne adobada, and flavors shaped by centuries of indigenous Spanish and Mexican influence. Back to Europe we go now, and the Algarve in Portugal. It is next on the list. It's the kind of place that feels almost unfairly beautiful. And in 2026, it should be on every traveler's list because nowhere else in Europe delivers this much sunshine, scenery, and value in one stunning stretch of coastline. Think honey-colored cliffs plunging into turquoise water, hidden coves you reach by foot or boat, whitewashed villages, and long, lazy meals that stretch into golden sunsets. And the one thing that makes it so worth it, the coastline itself. Exploring it by boat, kayak, or cliffside trail reveals sea caves, arches, and beaches so dramatic they look AI generated. It's much more calm than Cairo, the next stop on our list. Cairo is chaotic, intoxicating, and absolutely essential in 2026 because nowhere else on earth lets you stand face to face with the very foundations of human civilization, while a modern megacity roars around you. This is a place that overwhelms in the best way. And yes, the new Grand Egyptian Museum is unmissable. Sitting near the Giza Plateau, it finally gives Egypt's treasures the space, light, and storytelling they deserve, with jaw-dropping galleries and the full King Tut collection displayed together like never before. It transforms Cairo from a great destination into a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience.
They can be a little aggressive. They can be a little aggressive trying to get you to buy candy. But the answer is no. I have no money. I'm so sorry, guys.
Addis Ababa is one of the most exciting under-the-radar destinations on the planet, and in 2026, it deserves a spot on every traveler's list because it offers culture, history, music, and food you simply can't experience anywhere else. This is the beating heart of Ethiopia, birthplace of coffee, home to ancient traditions, bold flavors, and a creative energy that feels both deeply rooted and forward-looking. And yes, the newly renovated airport here is genuinely impressive. It is sleek, modern, and surprisingly efficient with expanded terminals, smooth connections, and a sense that the city is proudly welcoming the world. Not too far away, Lilongwe, Malawi is next, and even though this country is one of the poorest places on earth, it's one of Africa's most surprising, soul-warming destinations. And in 2026, it deserves a place on every traveler's list because it offers something increasingly rare: genuine connection, joy, and authenticity without spectacle. Malawi's famously called the warm heart of Africa, and nowhere do you feel that more than its capital, where smiles come easy, markets buzz with life, and daily routines feel deeply human rather than performative. And yes, one of the most talked about local foods.
These are birds.
Birds?
So birds on the stick. We got birds on the stick, mice on the stick.
Birds and mice grilled on sticks is absolutely part of the experience. It's not about shock value, it's about tradition, resourcefulness, and everyday street food culture, usually enjoyed casually with conversation and laughter. Okay, we're about to wrap it up here. Milford Sound, New Zealand, number 24 on our list. This place is nature showing off at full volume, and in 2026 it should be on every traveler's list because nowhere else on earth feels this untouched, cinematic, and downright humbling. Carved by glaciers and wrapped in sheer granite cliffs that plunge straight into dark, mirror-like water, this place doesn't feel real until you're there, and then it completely steals your breath. And the waterfalls are the showstoppers. Cruising beneath them, mist on your face and rainbows flickering in the spray, feels less like sightseeing, more like witnessing the planet at its most dramatic. And number 25 on our list of the top 25 places to visit around the world in the new year is Dublin. This place, pure personality, and in 2026 it belongs on every traveler's list because few cities in the world are this welcoming, witty, and alive. It is a place where history feels conversational rather than formal, where music spills out of pubs, and the city buzzes with a youthful, creative energy that never feels forced. And yeah, you gotta go to the Guinness Storehouse tour. It's absolutely worth it. It's not just about the beer, though the creamy pint at the Gravity Bar, poured perfectly and enjoyed with sweeping views over the city, is iconic for a reason. So there you have it. That's our list of the top 25 places to visit in 2026. So what do you think? What did we leave off? Did we miss the mark entirely?
Let us know in the comments below. Also, we'd love it if you liked and shared the video so we can continue to share the story as we travel all around the world. More than anything, if you could hit subscribe, we'd really appreciate that too because, again, we love to spread the gospel about travel as we try to get to every country, and we gotta keep on going, and we will. Stay tuned here on Window Seat. Back with a brand new episode next Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, check out one of these other videos from Window Seat.